Hello, YouTube and X. It's your main man, BTM here, bringing you back to the BTM Crypto News Network. And of course, we're back with Turbo merch on because we are with the project for Turbo, right? We're not new to this, are true to this. But as Turbo goes, I haven't making a lot of videos because one, not too many people are actually watching the videos or actually tuning in, and two, there hasn't been a lot of excitement for Turbo. In the beginning, things were going crazy. People were talking about it. There were momentum. There were, I guess, new projects, stuff being released. There was a lot going on. And I guess sometime this year, things started slowing down. So I don't know if it's the project or it's the people or just in general. There's a lot of crazy things going on with Iran and Israel and tariffs and no king marches and all kind of stuff going on. So crypto's kind of been on the back burner, right? It's not that it's going away. It's just people are distracted with other things. So I don't blame Turbo, but um, how things are going, it's not really being a very big focus, right? Turbo has an interesting project and has some good things going. And I suspect we will get a pump in June, but as a whole, the market has been crazy and predictable, right? It's all kind of stuff going on. Things aren't as straightforward as we'd like them. And crypto in general hasn't been getting the attention it once was, right? And today the FOMC meeting's coming, so we'll see if the Fed cuts the interest rate, and keep an eye on it. I'll be going live at 1 o'clock to see what the Fed says. But I don't suspect the Fed's going to do a whole lot, right? It doesn't make sense to have a massive interest rate cut now. I know a lot of people will not be overly enthused with that, but just from a inflation point of view, why would you wait all this time and then cut the interest rate, right? I don't think this is something that's going to happen today. And with everything else going on, possible conflicts and additional issues, now wouldn't be the time to have a massive or even a small interest rate cut, right? Why would you push it now during the craziest, I guess, economy we've seen in a long time, and with the current um, social economic um, process going on? I'm just rambling because I'm trying to set some stuff up in the background. But yeah, it's not really. I don't know. Now is not the best time for anything to pop off. I would say just to diamond hand and continue to hold and get ready for. Somebody pinged me today about a global reset coming. So I don't know about that, but there's a lot of people sending me messages and pinging and trying to get me to do sponsorships and partnerships for their new token and their new video. So the kid has been busy, right? I'm not sitting here watching the paint dry. Things have been drastically picking up for your main man BTM. So I'm just trying to keep up with what's going on and stay current on a lot of projects because, as you know, summertime, either things get really busy or get really slow. And a lot of things are starting to pick up in anticipation for a bull run, but I'm not sure there's going to be a whole lot going on, especially if this conflict continues or if something else pops off But let's get to the spotlight and see what we can see. So we'll start with Twitter. See, where's yeah. We'll start with Twitter and see what's going on. So this is Twitter. So I looked at this several times. I was trying to figure it out. And then I realized you got to translate. And even to translate didn't even work well. But this is Turbo is being listed on Paribu box. Think the Roaring Toady did kind of break it down. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. So this is the Roaring Toady. Shout out to the Roaring Toady. Breaking news: Turbo is now listed on Parbu, Paribu, Para, Parabu. I don't know. 7+ million users. Turkey's largest crypto exchange. Available on iOS and Android. The turbo journey continues. So we're not out of the race yet. It's just been kind of quiet. So don't wig out. Don't FOMO. Don't panic sale and get crazy, right? There's still turbo news going on. Day 46 calling out Upbit's official Upbit, Upbit Global official Upbit to list the turbo token on exchange. Breaking. Unemployed Cartoon Toad with no team or funding is outperforming half the market. Analysts confuse Dev's copy Turbo, Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Hollywood. It is the Seminole Hard Rock in Florida. I don't know. Keep this is new to Turbo. Buckle up. This isn't just a coin; it's a movement. We're 11 months strong, and the real action is just beginning. Zero tax, fully transparent. 150 turbo locked, 150 million. Um, 2 live shows every week. Thursday trivia, Saturday Legend of Turbo, and Fine Show. What? And yes, more drops are coming. Stay sharp if you're serious. Who is this? What is this? That is weird. Anybody know about this turbo drop? What is this? Turbo doesn't tremble, it channels the storm. Turbo's not here to survive, it's here to rewrite outcome. So shout out to the Turbo Toad Warriors. Let's see if there's any other videos. I was doing some But if you haven't noticed, I kind of started posting before I make a video. So if you see postings coming up, just know whatever I'm posting about, there will be a video shortly. Um, so I guess we'll go to bubbles. So Turbo is up 2.4%. Aerodrome is up 15 out of nowhere. Aerodrome starting to pump again. Spale is up 0.9. Chrono, which is crypto.com, is up 4.5. Width is up 0.6. Tiles up 0.7. Litecoin's up 1.2. Piles up 2. I guess this is Farcoin up 1.1. How do you even measure that? Bitcoin is up 0.1, but the Bitcoin 0.1 is way bigger than the Farcoin disappeared. ALI, I'm probably going to get back into this. They've been doing a lot of up and down lately, up 3.1 today. Noxo is up 1.2. Ethereum is up 0.4. Uniswap is up 0.4. Shift up 0.5. Mudan's up 0.4. ArchPay, I think they're doing a partnership, is up 2%. Nero 0.4. Pepe up 2.4. Then the rest of the market is red. Hence down 4.9. Metals down 4. Casper's down 4.1. ICP is down 2.9. White's down 5.2. AI Tech is down 3.1. BGB is down 4.3. XPX is down 2.2. Swarms is down 3.2. Mr. Miggles is down 1.8. Organize down 2.6. Prime is down 2.4. Flocky is down 1.1. XRP is down 1.3. Fetch is down 1.7. Links 1.6. Baby Dots 3.2. Mog 3.2. GitChat 4.9, Spectrum 6.6, AIOZ is up down 4.4. Peanuts down 3.2. XLM is down 1.9. Sui's down 2.5. Putty Penguin's down 4.2. Virtuals is down 4.8. And I need to add coin ranking. Let me see what we got coin ranking so we can see where we're at in the chat. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and super chat. And I swear they move this around all the time. Because it used to be across the top. Now there's an actual list. Meme coins are 11 overall. Turbo's holding pretty strong here at the 18th spot for meme coins. 249.03 Milwan, up 2.6%. Popcat is 279.4 mil. Chims is 288. Doggo to the Moon is 327. Mog is 333. B is 334.3. Brett is 410. Putty Penguin is 567.1. Floke is 107.01, which this is where Turbo should be somewhere in here. Form is $2. What? 726.0. Milwan. Dog with a hat is 733 million. Bonk is at a billion? What? Fartcoin is 1.1 billion. Yeah, this is where I think Turbo should be somewhere between Fartcoin and Bonk. XPX 6900 is 1.2 million. Official Trump coin is 1.8, almost at $10 at $9.23. Pepe is 4.2 billion. SHIB is 6.8 billion. And Dogecoin is 25.0 billion and still hadn't hit a dollar yet. That is crazy. That is nasty work, bro. Nasty. 16 cents and you still haven't hit a dollar. That is crazy. But I don't think these guys are going to hit a dollar, right? With the market cap they're at, let's see. So Turbo is at the 003, 235.8 million market cap, down 1.3. 24 hours, it is up 2.5. 7 days is up 21 point, down, tripping. Last 7 days is down 21.2. 30 days, 29.9. Last 90 days is up 57.2. So in the last 90 days, it is doing better than Bitcoin and Ethereum. And for the year, it is down 0.02. So look at the holders. Currently, we're at 55,793. Last 4 hours, we added 24. The last 12 hours, we added 78. For the day, we added 88. Last 3 days, we added 130. 7 days, 184. 14 days, 449. And for the last 30 days, almost 800 holders have been added. And you can see here we had a big dip on 612, which must have been last week, last Thursday. And looks like we're starting to pump back up again. And I was trying to remember something. What up, Ken? Let's go Turbo. So see if we're not missing anything. So this is the Turbo Aurora, which is near protocol in their stats. Looks like we added 82 accounts, 170 total Turbo transfers. Say that fast 3 times. Total addresses is 360. Total tokens is 48. Wow. Total blocks is 19.5 mil won. Okay, I see y'all here working. Uh, total transactions is 3,700. Uh, total contracts 158, and verified contracts is 38. And I've reached out to the guys with no avail several times to see if we can help um, verify contracts, but it is not going or haven't responded. So I don't know. Just trying to check to see. Okay, so this is the trading view chart. So trading view showing on the 5 minute relative based RSI is moving downward. RSI is down in the 30s. We're losing volume. MACD is apart, so I don't think it's going to cross anytime soon. 15-minute chart got a couple of red candles. We're holding steady at the 003. Relative base moving average for RSI is 48, and regular RSI is 41. We're also losing volume on the 15-minute chart. 45-minute chart got several red candles. Came down to the 0.035. See if we can zoom out a little bit. The next leg down will be the 0.034. And it's been a while since we've been down this far, actually. Let me see. Try to zoom a little further out here. So I guess if we go down to 0.003, that would be April. And what is this? Yeah, April, since we've been down to the 0.002 and 3 levels. It's been some time since we've been down that far. That's a 40-minute chart, 1 hour chart. It is showing RSI down. We're building volume on the 1 hour. And on the 4 hour, relative base moving averages in the 40s. Look like it came up Monday, sliding back down, and we're losing volume on the 4 hour. So not a lot of news today to report, not a lot of updates. So guess we'll go into videos. I guess we can start with, let me see. Let's do the opposite. Go backwards. So this is my main man Wealth Hub Mac.
Well, fam, we're back with another video on Turbo, and as we know, the market has been bleeding recently, and Turbo has also been caught up with this. So, it's also going down, just following the market trends, not doing too much of something different, but again, following the market trend. What the as the market is going down, Turbo is following that. But we're still going to be taking a look at what Turbo is doing and what it could do looking at the charts of Turbo. So before we do start with the video, do make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop a comment down below on what you think about Turbo, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. So let's get right into the video and head over to our screen. So we're over at our screen looking at Turbo, actually 5% down within just the past 24 hours at about 0.203674. It did go actually a lot lower at about 0.2034. So again, not a great day. 200 about 250 million dollar market cap and 55 million dollar volume. Not too bad volume, but again, it could do a lot better. Turbo is known for getting crazy volume to market cap ratios. Weekly, we're down about 17.6%. Pretty huge number. Again, we could see earlier this week we were up a lot higher, and then we did come to these low numbers 0.2034, and then kind of been trading sideways, and then we're back to those numbers once again. So nothing too great going on within the week. Monthly, we're still down 27%. Earlier this month we were a lot higher at about 0.205, actually 6 as well, and now have gone down a lot. So if we take a look at the graph over here on deck screener, we could see if we just kind of zoom out, it is still in this range that we have been looking at turbo, and we did take a look at that. It will kind of stay in this range for a bit, and again we took a look at how it did kind of go up, but we still didn't get any confirmation that it will make an uptrend, and it did not actually. So it did come back to this range, as like we've seen a bunch of times here as well, happening before with turbo. We've seen it come to this range, kind of do basically doing the same thing right here. We could see it did this low high, and then from at the top of this range went high, and then came back to this range and kind of consolidated. That's almost similar to what it's doing right now. We could see it did the high, the low at the top of this range, high again, and then came back into this range. So we could kind of expect turbo to be consolidating in this range for a decent amount of time. So again, we still have no confirmation that it did break out, and it indeed did not. So, uh, it will most likely stay in this range, and we'll obviously keep you updated when it does make any moves out of this range, or if it changes the pattern up. So, if we take a look at what the community is saying, we could see 91% still bullish. Turbo is trading around 0.2038 and building momentum with potential reach to 0.206. So we can see this kind of support range building up, that is basically almost the range we're taking a look at right now, and it is a pretty strong kind of support range for turbo. And stuff usually happens, it usually bounces back from this range, so hopefully we could see that soon. Turbo bullish, I'm bullish on turbo. Let's go. Turbo gaining steam at 2038, poised for a potential 0.206. So again, another person calling this out as well. We could see bullish on turbo. I could feel the 25x coming very soon. It's really amazing trading volume increasing rapidly, and we could see the passage of time will show everything that this is the best meme coin. Uh, Turbo wants no war, as Turbo wants to keep the peace. And again, most of the Turbo community is bullish on Turbo as always. If we take a look at their Twitter, 112K followers increasing day by day. Regular turbo memes being posted. As we all know, Turbo stepped it into A1X clone machine at clone.a1x.io, picked up the turbo agent. And again, regular memes being posted Father's Day and so on. So also just to keep the community active. So community is active on X, community is active on CoinMarketCap, and also actively trading turbo, as we could tell from the volume as well. So overall, doing really, really great. So that was about it for this video, guys. In this video, we did take another look at what turbo has been doing. So it's basically just following the market trend right now. As we did take a look at the chart, it will probably stay in this range for a decent amount of time before it actually breaks out, based on previous trends that turbo has seen around this range. So we have yet to see that to happen. So we will obviously keep you updated. If you did enjoy the video, hit the thumbs up button and drop a comment down below on what you think about turbo.
So shout out to my main man, Wealth Management Hub. Moving forward, this is Ro. Still consistently cranking videos out, but even his numbers are down, right? Just in general, if you look, the Turbo viewership is down as a whole. I think we need to do something to rally the troops and to get the folks back interested in thriving. Even on X, the X postings are down. I remember when there used to be thousands of Turbo postings on the Turbo. Let's see, on dollar sign Turbo. Now, if you look, not a lot of postings going on. I know people are losing interest in the project, but come on, we might need to have a raid or something. We got Cat with a Hat trying to compare to Turbo. Had a 2 million market cap. Bro, sit down somewhere. Uh, I'm not even sure why fun is coming up in turbo. Right? Put in turbo hashtag, and the turbo hashtag is dominated by fun token. What is fun token and why are they using the turbo hashtag? That's kind of weird. Actually, they're using everybody's hashtag, but it looks like all these weird tokens or all these new tokens are dominating the turbo token hashtag. We got to rally the troops and get some momentum going here, guys. This is turbo, and there's barely anything about turbo on here. So look at the top. Oh wow. 43 views, 4,000, uh, under 1,000, under 500, under 100, under 300, over 1,000, under 500, under 500, over 1,000. Stefan's crypto. Outside of Stefan and Sid and I'm not even sure who this is or what he's talking about. It doesn't seem like we're talking about the same turbo. Sid, where is everybody? The Roaring Toady. Where's the rest of the Turbo Toad token? The Turbo Toad Warriors, where you guys at? Kind of disappeared on us. Uh, it's Whale. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that's even an older posting. So yeah, we kind of need to get the momentum back. But let's see what Ro's talking about real quick.
Day. We are back with consistent daily uploads. I know the last two videos that you guys watched, on the last 2 days actually, have been pre-recorded. I had to pre-record those over on Saturday, but guys, we are finally back home and are now able to upload consistently and get it out to you as quickly as possible. Now, here's the crazy part, boys. I went over to Vancouver for a video shoot. I was helping one of my boys out, and we had probably one of the worst experiences flying with airlines ever. Right? So basically, on the way there, it was all Gucci, it was all good. And on the way back, we got kicked off our flight by Flair Airlines, one of the most disrespectful airlines that I have ever had the privilege of going on to. Now, listen, these guys delayed our flight. Not only that, when we were telling them that, hey, like, I'm kind of upset, she kicked us off the flight, and then we had to rebook another flight for 6 a.m., which was another like $3,000, which is crazy. Anyways, guys, just terrible experience. It was crazy. Never go to YVR or Fly with Flair. Those guys are terrible. Anyways, with that being said, if you guys are new around here, my name is Ro. We cover turbo every single day. I upload 2 to 3 videos on cryptos, and you can be rest assured one of those is always, always, always going to be a turbo upload. With that being said, let's get into today's video, family. Now, as you guys can see here, the price of turbo looks like it is still kind of hurting, right? It's actually hurting a little bit more than when we left off, down 18% in the last 7 days. Very similar to a lot of other projects. Everything has been crashing. I heard that during the G7 summit as well, Trump himself left early from it to go back to Washington. Not 100% sure what transpired, guys, but I know that obviously that didn't reflect too well on the markets in the last 24 hours because that turbo's price has taken a hit, down 5.14%. The only thing that we really have just going for us right now, guys, is that the fear and greed index, it's sitting at a neutral level, right? So now is genuinely a good time to be accumulating if you have any more dry powder sitting on the side. And obviously, guys, the dry powder where you invest in the markets, not the dry powder where you invest up your nose. A meme coin made by AI for the people. Again, nothing about this project has changed. It's just the price. People always go like, "Oh, I just wish I bought." They'll see a rally like this, right? All the way up to 0.013. And then up here, they'll just wish they bought at 207, or they'll see this rally up to that 201 mark, and they'll be like, I wish I just bought at 203. Or, right, even more recently, they'll see this rally up to 206, and they'll be saying, dang, when Turbo was at 201, 2015, I wish I accumulated. The thing is, guys, the sentiment around a project when it is low is never going to be the same sentiment that a project has when it is pumping. When it is pumping, you have all the right flags, you have buyer's confirmation, you have people shilling it in your face nonstop, saying turbo this, turbo that. But that same project, right? That, mind you, it's not even its own fault that it's not pumping, right? It's a macroeconomic factor. Bitcoin and Ethereum are obviously the ones that are running and leading the way. Nothing about Turbo that has come out that's been a red flag. And trust me, I'll be the first to say when there is. So the fact that, the sentiment has changed means that not a lot of people are going to want to buy. But if you are the small percentage of people who you see these prices and you're like, hey, I need to lower my average, or I need to dollar cost average on the way down and dollar cost average out of the markets on the way up, you are probably the few percent of people who are actually going to make it in this crypto space. Now, dollar cost averaging up and down is all things we teach over in the meme coin mastery, guys, on top of our buy and sell alerts. You get to know what cryptos we exactly hold. You get to know when we make moves in the markets. Mind you, we have a play dropping in there this week that I think is going to do pretty well. If you guys want to know what cryptos I'm buying, what cryptos I sell, you want to know my exact mindset and how we look for these plays, make sure you join the meme coin mastery, guys. A lot of people on there have gone on to be very successful. One of our members within the last month made $20,000. We've had a lot of people turn $300 accounts into $3,000 accounts, and not to mention, right? Your boy even started a little challenge, which, by the way, I was going to sell this crypto portfolio as well, because I'm like, dude, I had to pay just a ridiculous amount of money to buy new tickets. We turned this $200 account into 1,800 within a week, which literally was like one or two calls, which is crazy. So that's just the power of crypto, right? If any of you have ever made a 10x in crypto, you know that it feels like, take those profits. Don't always just wait for that 100x, that 1,000x, because those are literally grand slams, right? When you could be loading up the basis in preparation for one of those. Now, Turbo rejected off of that 204, it seems like here, but I don't want to say this is specific to the project. I really just want to say, guys, index is sitting at a neutral level. So obviously, when you factor in all those things, you're not going to really get a project that's going to rally to the moon, right? You're going to get projects that are kind of lackluster. You're going to get projects that are kind of stagnant, because obviously there's not a lot of money flowing into these projects right now. However, keep in mind, big corporations behind the scenes, they are accumulating they're accumulating Bitcoin and ETH, right? So when it comes time for, I guess, kind of the dust to settle, all these talks about the war, everything to kind of settle, rate cuts to come in, because Trump obviously does want rate cuts to come in, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get them by any stretch of the imagination. When that happens, guys, you're going to see the markets reverse. One thing I don't want to see is us lose the support at 203. Fortunately, we have not had to come back down to retest this level yet. We're kind of just hovering around in between those two, but guys, hopefully, the end of June we do see a little bit of a rally and a push towards the upside. Turbo fam, one thing I do want to say: make sure you guys are following Turbo over on X. Stay up to date with the latest information about Turbo. Again, project is amazing, team is amazing, community is amazing. Dev is literally doxed from New Zealand. Solid play, solid time to get in if you don't have any Turbo already. Turbo's trading around 2038 and is building momentum with the potential to reach 206. Turbo, you can buy ads, you can fake hype, you can fake hype, but you can't buy community. You can't replicate magic. Turbo didn't come from a lab. It was forged by the most loyal, loud, and legendary holders in all of crypto. This isn't just a meme, it's a movement built by us, fueled by belief, and that is priceless. Shout out to Turbo, because honestly, when I first started posting videos, I had a very small channel, right? I want to say around 3,000 subscribers. And I remember I got an email from the Turbo team, and they were just like, we appreciate that you post and you cover us. Please continue to do so. Your channel is awesome. And just a word of encouragement, right? Like that, right? They never people to upload. But guys, just the fact that the community saw, made an email, they sent it out to me, was phenomenal, right? Honestly, that fueled something inside of me to keep on going. Bitcoin is going to 150 to 200K. ETH is going to 10K. Altcoins will explode 10 to 30x, and this will happen in 2025. Just hold tight and don't get shaken out before the mega pump starts. Couldn't agree more. The number of Bitcoin on exchanges is closing in on under 2 million coins. This is the lowest since the 2017 bull run. For reference, in just the last 6 months, Strategy alone has acquired over 300,000 coins, or 15% of the remaining supply. A violent upside correction is coming. That's insane. Basically, imagine those guys sold some Bitcoin. They could sell 15% of the remaining supply. That's insane. Anyways, on that note, listen, the entire markets, as they reverse, you're going to see meme coins run up yet again. And when that happens, guys, you're going to see these altcoin, or sorry, these memes absolutely fly. If you guys enjoyed this video, one thing I do need to say is, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm only here to entertain and educate you guys. And if that's happened, amazing. I've done my job. Thank you guys for watching. I'm extremely tired. I'll see you guys in the next video. God bless y'all. Jesus loves you, and peace out.
So shout out to Ro, one of the hardest working guys in the Turbo Toe community. Peter, what is replay? Replay or something? I don't know. I didn't see it on there. But let me see. I actually did see another video. So we'll go to who is this? Trading
Ladies
Sniper
and
real
gentlemen,
quick.
boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we're going to be talking about the one and only Turbo Coin, ladies and gentlemen, right? We're going to break down the basics first, and then we're going to get into the technical analysis. So we can see, ladies and gentlemen, that we are ranked 160 in the whole world, which is phenomenal, phenomenal. I do know we will be hitting that top 100 when altcoin season does come around. We are currently at 0.004 in price, 278 million market cap, and we can see we're at 53.84 million in volume. 91% bullish sentiment from the community, which is what we love to see. Now, if we go to see the holders, I believe last time we were on 55,600. So we can see, right? We've grown a little bit, nothing too crazy, but I expect the growth to continue going to the upside very well. Okay. That's because I do expect some type of recoveries when it comes to Turbo. We can see the last few days when we go down over here, we have been slowing down in momentum. And when we go to something like the 4-hour chart, ladies and gentlemen, we can see that we have created a reverse head and shoulders, right? Boom, reverse head and shoulders over here. Let me draw it out so people can understand. We have one shoulder here, we have the head here, and we have another shoulder here. So a pretty deformed head and shoulders, but nonetheless, it still counts, right? It still counts. And we can see we have been holding it well, but not only that, but the way the candles have been closing, ladies and gentlemen, have been closing extremely well. When we take away something like the wicks, the rejections, we can see that we have consistently been creating higher and higher lows. Okay, so we can see boom, 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 right? All these lows have been higher. And now we have broke structure. We have broke structure to the upside. We can see we did have this top over here. Boom. And we can see price action is currently over here. So we can see we did create a higher high, right? Because this was the high and this was the higher high. Okay. And we have been creating consistent higher lows, right? This was the low, this was a higher low, and this was also another higher low. So we are shifting to the upside. Everything is looking good. If you want very big confirmations, you will be having to wait for a daily type of close, right? Because as of right now, the daily close is technically a lower low, right? Because we have this low over here, and then we have this low over here, closing lower than this low, right? At 0.0037. So we can see what I'd want to see in terms of a structure shift is a close above the 0.0045 area. Now that is in terms of daily closes. The little key details always show in the smaller time frame, like the 4-hour chart. So for me, this can very well be the start of the reversal as we are getting, momentum is shifting. Like I said, if you want very big confirmation, we do need to wait for the dailies and the weeklies to be closing. Okay, it is that's it. But look, there's a high probability that this is the start. Okay, because we are, for one, on top of a very big support, extremely big support. And I don't really expect this price to get lower than 0.003, to be honest. And that's already me being generous. Okay. Number two, Bitcoin has been looking to be pumping, right? It is pumping up. It seems like Bitcoin at this current moment is at a scenario of where, right, we flatlined for 2 weeks, but we are looking to go higher and higher. Now, of course, this is just the start, and we have to see how everything closes and reacts off of this key zone over here, right? So, we'll only know when we get to roughly, let's just say 109,000 to 110,000, okay? But in terms of Bitcoin itself, we have been closing higher and higher consistently on the 4-hour timeframes. So we could see, boom, right? We have these bottoms, higher, 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 and higher. So it's looking very, very nice, very, very promising. And something I talked about possibly in the turbo video, or at least in the overall market updates I do, is that when we go to something like the weekly, I was saying there's two possibilities. I was saying number one, we either get something like this, right? Boom, because we had a few very, very weak couple of weeks, and then we just dropped off, right? We had 2 weak weeks, but then now we're going up, or we're going to have something like this, where we're going to have like, 2 to 3 weeks, and then we're going to go up. And I said, this is the more highly probable scenario because global liquidity is still on our side, right? Global liquidity is still looking to be going up. And we also still have the delay. So we are still yet to experience a good amount of the global liquidity, right? If global liquidity was going down heavily, then I would say, there's a higher probability instead of us looking kind of weak like this on the weekly and then shooting up, it'd be more like this. Okay. So, yes, I do expect Turbo to start recovering. Turbo is a very, very unique coin because this coin does move in bursts. Okay. It does. So, it doesn't really go this slow, methodical way up. We can see usually when turbo starts exploding, it really starts exploding, right? We've seen it, mid-April, the way it exploded, right? We went up like what? A large amount. We were the number one most pumped token, right? Number one most pumped coin. We went up 181% at one point, and we closed at a roughly 130% pump for the week. So yeah, it's crazy. I expect momentum to shift very, very heavily, very, very soon for this coin. How fast, how soon, not 100% sure, right? That is more speculation. That's more assumptions. The only thing I can confirm, once again, because some people get it confused, the only thing I can confirm is that we are breaking structure on the 4-hour time frame. And we're looking to overtake this structure at the 0.00458 area. Okay. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. We can even see in terms of the fundamentals here, and we go to the 4-hour, we can see that the orange line is almost above the green line. What does that mean? When the orange is above the green, that means we are bullish. When the orange is below the green, that means we are bearish. So we can see even we're getting confirmation on this indicator that, look, we are looking to flip. We're looking to have this orange line above the green line, and we're looking to potentially change structure, right? Of course, on the daily, it still hasn't done that because, like I said, it does have to get much higher for momentum to be confirmed that it did flip, right? And of course, on the weekly, it's the same thing. It is the same thing, right? But the weekly is a little different because this takes the averages. So once we do get above this zone over here of 0.0057, what this ultimately means is that buyers are going to be in control, and then that we're going to be looking to take out this next area here of 1.5 cents practically. Okay. In terms of the big picture. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, things did get delayed. The global liquidity wasn't perfect with the timing, but overall, I'm still very, very bullish on this coin. The only thing that could really mess things up is if World War III would officially happen. But we cannot be scared. We cannot fear.
Definitely can't predict that, but that is a good reason to be concerned. But let's see. I guess this. I thought I saw another video. What the freak? No, I did put that in there. So this is the last one. We'll see what Crypto Now or Never is talking about and shut it down because we'll be coming back at 1 o'clock for the
What's up, guys?
FOMC.
I'm Kid Crypto Now, and welcome back to another Turbo update. If you enjoy this style of content, please
Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Do you think the Fed will cut the interest rate? And if so, how much?
My favor and hit that like and button. As always, none of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream. That's all I need. I'll make it happen so I can't believe. Know what I want.
Okay, so if we take a look at Turbo, you can see that Turbo is currently trading at a 250 million market cap. And right now on the daily time frame, you could argue that Turbo is basically just in a giant falling wedge right now. And as a lot of you guys know, I do actually love to trade falling wedges because falling wedges are usually very bullish patterns. However, Turbo is also going to heavily depend on the rest of the market as well. And I would like to point out that the FOMC meeting is today, so it could get extremely volatile. Make sure you understand that. So there's a chance that you're watching this video later today, or you're watching this video tomorrow and you're like, whoa, the price action has changed a lot. Yes, there could be a lot of volatility today. If you look at Ethereum, you can see that Ethereum is starting to break down out of this bull flag. However, I would like to point out a few things first. So if you look at the stochastics are getting extremely oversold. And if you look at the RSI is also getting oversold. Not to mention, if you look at the RSI, you can see that it is slightly swinging down, whereas price action is swinging up. That is actually bullish divergence. And in general, 7 out of the last 8 candles have been red. As you guys know, nothing runs forever, just like nothing pulls back forever. Eventually, Ethereum is going to get a bounce. So even though we are currently beneath the trend line of this bull flag, I'm personally not super worried yet. The main level that I'm actually watching at the current moment is the 50-day moving average, this red line right here. If we lose the red line, then that won't be a great look. However, this could end up being a very nice level to actually get a bounce. And then if we did lose the 50-day, the main level that I'm watching is $2,320, this bottom wick right here. If we lose the bottom wick, then that really will not be a great look. But as of right now, I still don't think Ethereum looks bad. I would like to see us get back in this pattern though. And as I've been saying, if Ethereum can actually get a breakout, then that will naturally be very good for a project like Turbo. To an extent, Turbo is going to be a direct derivative to Ethereum because Turbo is an ERC20. So if Ethereum's bull flag breaks out, then Turbo's falling wedge could also break out. And I know in general, there are some people who are just worried about Turbo because it's been bleeding. But if you just look at meme coins ranked, everything has been bleeding. In the last week alone, Dogecoin is down 17%, SHIB's down 13%, Pepe is down 23%. Pepe is the third largest meme coin. It's down 24% in the last day. If you scroll down,
So that's very good news to hear. It's not just Turbo. Things are going down across the board. But let me know what you guys think about the project and the meme coins and the Ethereum finally doing something until it stopped. But let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and super chat.
look at Turbo, you can see that Turbo's down 18.5%. I'm not going to sit here and act like this is great, but it's holding even better than Pepe. And if you look at a lot of the projects in the same market cap range, it's holding much better. Mog's down 23%, down 33%, down 30%, 24%, 28%, 22%. Turbo isn't even down 20%, and everything else is down over 20%. And I also would like to point out that Turbo has very solid volume right now, 75.6 million. Again, if we compare that to a lot of projects in the same market cap range, 25 million, 18 million, 9 million, 55 million, 26 million, 92 million, yeah, that is higher, 12 million, 23 million, 11 million. Turbo's volume also looks fantastic. And you can see that most of Turbo's volume is actually still coming from HTX, 19.2%. Binance does also have 13.9% though. In my last video, HTX had insane volume. It was close to 30%. But in general, volume just lets you know that there are still a lot of people interested in Turbo. That's exactly what you want to see. Now, if we come over and we take a look at the Turbo X account, they're up to 112,000 followers. And they actually just posted 5 hours ago. We've all had those moments of waiting, but the journey keeps going. Hang in there just like Turbo. And these are the kind of posts that I like to see just because you need to keep your community engaged, but you also need to keep them calm. The reality is that a lot of but in general, there hasn't been any major news specifically since my last Turbo video. But as usual, I don't really expect to have major news when the market is bleeding. You don't really want to see any major listings or anything of that sort when the market's red. You want to be able to capitalize on market momentum. Now, lastly, I do want to take a quick look at Bitcoin. So when you look at Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, I'm still getting very mixed signals. In my opinion, option number 1 is that price action comes back down and it retests the 21 weekly moving average. I wouldn't be shocked if we consolidate for a while or if we just wick down to this level. Obviously, that would create a lot of panic in the market, but the reason I'm saying that is because the stochastics are getting a little bit overbought. However, they are starting to reset, which is why I'm saying we also could just consolidate for a while, and the 21 weekly moving average could start to just creep up. So that is a potential option. However, another option is that we do actually rip from here. And one of the reasons I could see us ripping from here is because the M2 global liquidity is still breaking out. It's having a slight pullback at the current moment, but it's been breaking out since January, and it's just a constant uptrend. Usually when you see M2 global liquidity breaking out, that is very good for the market. And honestly, it could also be one of those things where Bitcoin just consolidates for a while, but we do actually see Ethereum break out. Again, if Ethereum can get back in this pattern and can actually break out of the bull flag, then we could see a very nice move for altcoins. Obviously, nothing is guaranteed, but that is absolutely possible. That's about it for the update today, though. Again, just remember the FOMC meeting is today, so we could see a lot of volatility in the market. But if you guys are interested in Turbo and you guys are interested in getting into projects super early, I always recommend taking a look at my Discord. We're grinding in the market every single day, and we've been making huge gains this entire bull run. As you can see on the all-time gainer list, we have hit some massive gainers. But if you look through the crypto gain section, we're printing pretty much every single day. Naka is a project that has recently been exploding. This was called by my boy Tennis. But we really have been printing in here constantly. So if this is the kind of community that you'd like to be a part of, you can find the link right here.
So shout out to Crypto Now and Never, trying to keep you guys involved and rally the troops on Turbo Token. So it's not over. As you mentioned, Turbo is actually holding pretty well. So shout out to the Turbo Toad Warriors and the Turbo Toad community. We're going to take a break, and we'll see you back at 1 o'clock for the FOMC meeting update. Thanks for joining. As always, it's okay to be weird or different. And maybe it's not you that's weird and different. Maybe it's everyone else. But also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, let's get back to the money, guys, and stay dangerous. Miner out.